Okay, some of y'all are more educated than me, and certainly more are younger than me, or more have a more vibrant mind than I have. Um, I just went down a journey the last few minutes, and I'll be darned if I realize I might need to go back to school. Uh, I was checking out Mitch McConnell for a minute, and I stumbled across a couple things that blew me away here. This article here says Mitch McConnell to step down as U.S. Senate leader, but to take over two key chairmanships. Now, when we go to school, you go to high school and you taught about the government, and, I'm just a bill, and I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. I'm on my way to the city. But they don't really tell us the good shit. That's not even a part of the story. That's like that's like the color of the cover on the cover of a book. In other words, that's so generic, you're only seeing the color of the front of the book. You're not even seeing the table of contents, the narrative, the introduction, nothing. You're not. I'm just saying what they teach us in school is so freaking ridiculous. But bear with me for a minute here. These two key chairmanships are talking about. It's November 23rd now. They're just now talking about this shit, right? Okay, hold on. Now, remember the Illuminati rule. They got to tell you what they're doing before they do it. So they're always doing this shit publicly every year. It's just, if you ain't looking, you ain't looking, and most of us are not looking. I'm not looking. I just happened to stumble upon this year. Just hold on. Kentucky Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell announced this week he will become chairman of the Defense Appropriations Subcommittee and the Rules Committee when the new Congress convenes in January. Now, I got to tell you, I just went down a journey looking up these words. You heard these words probably, 1,000 times. How many times have you turned on the news and you heard the word Congress using the words appropriations, rules committee? But, nobody ever explains anything about this shit. Mitch McConnell is over the defense. The appropriations for the defense budget. Oh, now, hold on for a minute. It's not just that. And the Rules Committee when the new Congress convenes. Now, you can't do anything in the Senate or anything in the Congress without rules. The House and the Senate, when they convene every day, they have rules. You can't go outside these rules. And someone sets those fucking rules. Well, Mitch McConnell's job the next 3 years to 2027, he's over the Rules Committee. He's on the Rules Committee and the Defense Appropriations Subcommittee. Now, hold on a minute. America's national security interests face the gravest array of threats since the Second World War, McConnell wrote in the announcement. Notice he wrote the announcement so that people could read it, so he wouldn't make a mistake, which means he planned what he was going to write because people were going to. This is heavy shit, right? At this critical moment, a new Senate Republican majority has a responsibility to secure the future of U.S. leadership and primacy. Now, that's where I got stuck. I got stuck right there. That word. Why would you use it? Now, remember, They're writing shit down so the general public has no idea the language they're using. Kind of like when I got in court and I pled guilty to the felony and the judge said all this shit. When he got done doing all that talking, then he looked at me and said, do you understand? Now, I understood English, but I had no idea all the shit he was saying. Because if I'd have known what I pled guilty to, there's no fucking way I would have ever pled guilty. And if I'd have known the consequences and how it's going to affect your whole life, and if I'd have just known a whole lot of things, if I'd have known I had a story to tell that was valuable, that could have reduced the charges, lowered what I was actually convicted of, I would have spoke up for my damn self. But you know, the public defenders are not required to fight on your behalf. They are required to represent you. And that's what's wrong with the system. Let me go back to this here word right here that I just learned, this new word today. So let me show you about this word. Hold on. Because I've been looking up a lot of shit the last few minutes. Where's it at? Right here. Primacy. The word primacy, the state of being first or foremost, the office, rank, or province of primate, the state or condition of being prime or first, as in time, place, rank, excellency, and supremacy. So just imagine how vast that word primacy is. What is a primate? So I just want you to think the word play here. They're speaking another language. The people in Congress are speaking another language among themselves. Right? So hold on. Now let's go back to his statement. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Let's go back to his statement. At this critical moment, a new Senate Republican majority has a responsibility to secure the future of the U.S. leadership and primacy. Now, if you look at the definition of the word and what he's saying that the United States is slipping. And before we can let another president take over and continue this inclusiveness and all of this, we're one big happy family, all God's children, all men are created equal and shit. First thing we must do, since we've noticed we have slipped, we need to secure the future of U.S. leadership and primacy. Now, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. We got to go this slow. In other words, the U.S. needs to be first in time, place, rank, excellency, and supremacy. Now, just think for a minute. Okay, hold on a second here. Russia and China have overtaken the United States in some areas, like the Navy. They were talking today about the Navy. For every one United States ship, China has like 8 of them. They can make like 20 ships a year for every one we can make for 1 year. They can make like 20 of them. They have exceeded the capabilities of the United States. Same thing with all these other countries sending satellites up in space. People are catching up to the United States. Russia has exceeded us in some areas of supersonic missiles, these types of things, right? And what they're doing is they're putting the brakes on and saying, hold on. We have a responsibility to protect our future, or else we're going to look up and we're all going to be speaking Mandarin. We're all going to be speaking Chinese. Chinese owns like 40% of California. Well, actually 40% of the whole West Coast, period. Between California, Oregon, and Washington State, China owns like 40% of all the land out that way. And we've let all these people come in here And don't get me wrong, the United States get a lot out of. I've been watching some documentaries on um, discussions about what the United States, how we benefit from allowing people to come here illegally. We are pimping them in every which way, and also it adds to our GDP and our economy in so many different ways. You would be shocked to listen to all of the different angles and perspectives of how the U.S. has benefited from pimping the fuck out of everybody. But now hold on. Now we're getting to the point where, you know, they have to right the ship. And they're doing it in a big way. Because that guy talking, this czar guy, this face of the new deportation scheme, boy, the way he was talking today, gosh darn. They're going to really go after the people that they already know are here. They're going to go get them and get them out of here. I don't know. Sometimes it makes me wonder, shutting down the border, what does that actually mean? Because if you listen to the right wing, they're talking on Telegram, and they're talking on, damn, I can't think of the other one, Discord, and they got all these secret places that they talk to each other, right? What they're going to do is they're going to bombard the public, the citizens of the United States, with so much Trump's going to be doing that nobody's going to be able to keep up with what they're really, really accomplishing. Because acting like they're shutting down the border, this is all fake. But so much is going to be happening all at once, nobody's going to be able to keep up with what the fuck they're actually doing. They're taking their country back, but not in the way we think. We think about race. But how about, let's just use the word primacy or supremacy, or the fact that we are just now in 2025, 2026, and 2027, we have just now built the factories this year in Georgia and different places for flying taxis, flying cars, with the pilot program for the next phase or transition of humanity is already being put out in 2025, 2026, and 2027. No. It's going to be all over the country. Little small areas where they're doing these little pilot programs, and they're going to do it for 3 years, and then they're going to come up with the laws and the standards and rules, both federally, statewide in each state, and in each local jurisdiction. This is serious shit. And in order to roll this shit out, they're doing these pilot programs for the next 3 years. And they're building huge plants to build these fucking flying cars and taxis and all kind of shit they got going on. Now, this is the thing. We're just now doing the pilot programs. Countries in Europe have already been they've already been doing this shit. So the U.S. is behind. So what they're going to use is the argument of investing in the military in order to pump up and bring on also somebody like Elon Musk, and they got to build up what's the right word to use? We got to invest in our technological advancement capabilities. How about that? I think that's a good choice of words. I might not even be able to repeat that my goddamn self. That was a great choice of words right there. We got to boost up our technological advancement capabilities. That's the problem. In other words, we need to enforce or impose primacy, or else we're going to fuck around and be secondary. Instead of being the leader of the free world, we will be a second world country. And not a third world country, we'll be a second world country. And what we want is primacy. This is a new word I just learned today, primacy. Now just think about this now. This is serious shit. Now hold on a second, because I'm going to go somewhere else here. After I went to primacy, I was looking up, hold on a second here. Because I got to go to sleep. I just want to show you something else here. Because I looked up this motherfucking, wait a minute, which one is it? Maybe it's this one. It's this one. Okay, this. Okay, hold on. Oh God, I don't even know where I found it. Hold on, I gotta show you where I found this. Otherwise, I'm not. It's not gonna work. Okay. All right. U.S. leadership and primacy. Okay. Maine Senator Susan Collins currently holds the top Republican slot on the Defense Subcommittee, which drafts the Pentagon's annual spending bill worth $825 billion a year. Now, hold on. What they're fighting over, control over, is $825 billion of the Pentagon's spending. Come on, man. And yet, look, they are not getting ready to, as Elon Musk would say, cut down on waste. No, motherfucker, that's just a smokescreen. They're just showing you the color of the page on the front of a book. They're not. Do you think they're going to get rid of all this money? No, they're going to use this in order to advance. Hold on a minute. Collins is expected to become chairwoman of the full Appropriations Committee next year. And McConnell said in a statement he looks forward to working with her to accomplish a shared goal. Now, hold on. A shared goal. It wasn't immediately clear Thursday if Collins would become chairwoman of one of the Appropriations Committee's other 11 committees. And then it starts to talk about, now here, current Senate Appropriations Committee Chair Patty Murray. These people are playing good cop versus bad cop. And everything they do, they work in twos. Good cop, bad cop. Montgomery Ward's, JCPenney's. Walmart's, Kmart's. Home Depot, Lowe's. It's always into, they're all Democrats, Republicans. Now, while we think the Republicans are seizing control, guess who else is on these committees? They're spreading the love. Current Senate Appropriations Committee Chair Patty Murray, Democrat of Washington, not only leads the full panel, but also is the chairwoman of the Energy Water Subcommittee. For example, stop! That's where I had to stop and make a video. Because I did a simple search because I was like, wait a minute. First of all, you said the Defense Appropriations Committee, now you said it has 11 subcommittees for the Appropriations Committee. The Appropriations Committee has 11 subcommittees. Now, hold on. And now, the current chairwoman of the Appropriations Committee is a Democrat, and they're playing good cop. They're all working together. We think they're all enemies. These motherfuckers, they're working together as a team. But anyway, she leads the full panel as the chairwoman of the Energy Water Subcommittee. Now listen, you would think Energy Water Subcommittee, you almost automatically think, oh, Democrats, they're trying to be renewable energy and all this shit. So what did I do? I simply looked up. I did. I looked up that fucking, hold on, my question was, what is the Energy and Water Subcommittee? And when I did, I stumbled upon, don't, hold on, where's which one would we go to? Well, that's the only one that's colored, so that must be where the fuck I went. Because I had to make this video after this, right here. The United States Senate. Because we're talking about the Senate now. We're talking about the Senate. Subcommittee, the Senate Committee on Appropriations. And in part of, hold on, this is the Senate Committee on Appropriations, which where we started at today. Appropriations, right? And in that is the Energy and Water Development United States Senate Subcommittee. Now, hold on. This is going to blow you the fuck away. This is going to blow you away. Now, the chairperson is Miss Patty Murray. Now, look at this. The next one is a Republican. Let me turn this long ways if y'all can see it. If not, put your fingers on the screen and blow it up. Okay, now remember, there's a Democrat, right? You think they're all enemies, right? That's a Democrat. Now, the next one is a Republican. That's John Kennedy. That's the racist down there in Louisiana, right? Hold on. We think they're all enemies, right? Now, you go down a little further. Who are these majority members? They're all over the country. Illinois, Roger Durham, John Tester. Look at this. New Hampshire, Montana, Oregon, Wisconsin, Delaware. These are some mean people too, bro. Mean people. Democrats and Republicans. Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, Lindsey Graham. Look at this, man. Even in Mississippi, man, these are some mean folks. Now, check this out. This was going to blow you away. This is going to blow you the fuck away. Hold on. I wish this wouldn't take up so much of the screen because I really want to share with y'all today. Hold on a minute. Okay, I went to, you're just not going to understand this. I clicked on jurisdiction. Okay. The Senate Appropriations Committee is the largest committee in the U.S. Senate, consisting of 29 members. And the 118th Congress, its role is defined by the U.S. Constitution, which requires appropriations made by law prior to the expenditure of any money from the federal treasury. Stop! That's when I realized I need to go back to college. I need to go back to I need to go back to school. This is what, because you know, we watch people on television every day. We don't even know what the fuck's going on. Okay. Hold on. Let me read this again. Its role is defined by the U.S. Constitution, which requires appropriations made by law prior to the expenditure of any money from the federal treasury. Now, hold on a minute. Before you think you know what that means, you got to continue to read. Watch this. The committee, chaired by Senator Patty Murray, Democrat in Washington, writes the legislation that allocates federal funds to the numerous government agencies, departments, and organizations on an annual basis. They write the legislation every year for, okay, this money goes here, this money goes there, this money goes there. No money can be spent unless they write the legislation. Well, this is the money tree. Hold on. 12 subcommittees are tasked with drafting legislation to, remember, no money can be spent unless the legislation is drawn. So 12 subcommittees are tasked with drafting legislation to allocate funds to government agencies within their jurisdictions. These subcommittees are responsible for reviewing the president's budget request, hearing testimony from government officials and other witnesses, and drafting the spending plans for the coming fiscal year. Their work is passed on to the full Senate Appropriations Committee, which may review and modify the bills and approve them for consideration by the full Senate. In other words, they are the motherfuckers that control the motherfucking money tree. And with the defense budget of $825 billion goddamn dollars a year, that's just for the Defense Department. They get to decide where it's going to be spent, how it's going to be spent. It's going to be spent on space. It's going to be spent on bases overseas. It's going to be spent on technology, flying car, flying military. Who knows what the fuck they're working on there? Cloaking technology. I don't know. sound wave guns. I don't know what the fuck they're working on now. They're working on shit now. We don't even know what they're working on now. By now, they're doing all kinds of things. Now, I want you to imagine the science is involved in this shit. There's a lot of money involved in these types of things, right? We didn't even discuss the fact they want to boost up the Navy this year. They had a big discussion about it today. I was like, what the fuck? You just have to listen to these people talk. I'm telling you, hang out on C-SPAN and listen to these right-wing fuckers talk, some of these experts, and you start hearing some of the real reasons behind some of this shit that they're doing. The reality is they've realized the United States has some weaknesses, and they did some, what do they call that when you do like a model, like if the world was going to have a world war and you play it out in a simulation and see what would happen. Well, the last one they did one that they said China won. That's what they were talking about today. So they did one where China won, and they realized that they won because our Navy is way behind. We're not stocked. We don't have anything. Our technology is slow. We have slipped. We are no longer exercising. We no longer have primacy. See, that's a new word they're using. I'm glad Mitch McConnell used that word. He put it in writing because now I looked it up and now I know what the fuck he's talking about. Primacy. America needs to exercise primacy, or as we say, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's not misquote this motherfucker. Hold on. Primacy. Okay. Primacy. Okay. America's national security interest. Man, these are some powerful words. That's why they put it in writing. America's national security interests face the gravest. He's using some powerful words, y'all. You might as well put that on the wall somewhere. America's national security interest face the gravest array. Array means more than one. Hold on. Let's look it up. Hold on. I'm starting to. A-R-R-A-Y. I spell that right or no? Given array, which is a result of when a number of queries are performed on the original array. In computer science, an array is a data structure consisting of a collection of elements or values or variables. Okay, so a whole bunch of variables. So basically he's saying, okay, America's national security interests face the gravest. It's a whole bunch of ways people can attack the United States now that we can lose. Oh, no. Gravest array of threats since the Second World War. Okay. McConnell wrote in an announcement. At this critical moment, a new Senate Republican majority has a responsibility to secure the future of U.S. leadership and primacy. God damn, that's heavy, man. Okay. You know they came out with BRICS here the other week, last month. Then they had a big Russia, Brazil, India, China, Iran. They all getting together with a whole bunch of other countries. And now, Vladimir Putin, to give him credit, he said, at this time, they asked him the question flat out, is it your intention to create a competing new financial system where people can, trade together? Are you going to compete with the U.S. dollar? Or are you going to compete with how people buy and sell products digitally right now? Are you creating a competition? He said, no, not at this time. he's lying his motherfucking ass off. That is, of course, his goal. Because if he pulls that off, white folks is done. If he could pull, he would have to create a United States of Europe, and right now Europe doesn't trust him. That's the problem. Europe doesn't trust him. So anyway. But bottom line is, Russia is trying to exercise primacy. They want to be first. They want to be the head and not the tail. They want to be the one where everybody buys and sells through their system globally, right? They want to be the one that, whereas if they don't like something you say, they can just seize your money. Just, you know how our president of the United States can just, if he don't like you, he can just seize billions of dollars of your money, and they're in white folks' system. They're in the, this Caucasoid system. And yes, the president of the United States, he just stole Gaddafi's money. He stole Mugabe's money. If he don't like you, he just steals. They just go in and steal a bunch of leaders in Iran's money. They just, we just take all their money out their bank. They just seize their money and say, fuck you. No, I'm serious though. But just what I'm saying is, if there ever comes a time when someone else has a state of primacy, and the U.S. system is a secondary system, or I'll say U.S., but I really mean the U.K. and the U.S., which is why the U.K. said the other day that if they were asked to go to war with Russia today, they would be there to fight them tonight. And he went so far as to say if Russia attacks any European nation, any one of them, the UK say they will meet them at the door, whatever that means in European English. We will meet you at the door, whatever the fuck that means. So I found that interesting that they said that, right? And Trump doesn't understand. He has to stand with the UK and Germany. If he doesn't stand with them folks, and they turn to Russia, then the U.S. is by herself. So you know what that means? Do you know what critical mass would mean for the United States? It means that we would be forced, because we're never going to let anyone subdue or control the people of the United States. We would be forced to conquer Mexico, South America, and Central America, and just be one big happy family here and create our own new reality. We would be forced to do that. Because we couldn't compete. If all Europe came together, all them motherfuckers, if all them people made peace, that would be the end of the U.S.'s reign. We would no longer reign. We could survive by ourselves, but I'm just saying, the world, global dominance, which was the goal, global dominance, the new world order, global dominance, it will be over. And that's what they're trying to avoid. So, anyway, look, this is my thoughts for the moment. I'm talking too much. I got to go to sleep. But I just wanted to say, I just find Mitch McConnell is using some hella words here. And I'm learning some shit that I didn't even know about, all these agencies and shit. Now remember, he's not the leader of the Senate. Now remember, that's the color of the cover of the outside of the book. Everybody thinks, oh, Mitch McConnell, he's out, man. Trump's in charge. And man, this is MAGA country and all this motherfucking shit. And behind the scenes, what the fuck did Trump do? He put Mitch McConnell in charge of the goddamn money. He put him in charge of the Senate Rules Committee, the rules for Congress. He put Mitch McConnell, that means he made Mitch McConnell a boss. So we think, here we go with a good cop, bad cop. We think that they're enemies, and really they're saying, okay, Trump, we're using you as a front man. We want you to just raise hell outwardly while we go behind the scenes and straighten this shit out. That's what they're doing. Kind of like Israel right now. Israel's saying, well, yeah, we have this agreement we're getting ready to do. We're going to cease fire with Lebanon and all them over there in Gaza and everything. But really the truth is the ceasefire, even if it lasts one day, it's not going to last very long. You know why? Because it's always dependent upon hostages. Well, you know damn well, if you destroyed all these people's hospitals, all their schools, all their churches, all their mosques, all their buildings, all their homes, killed a third of their people, bro, whatever hostages that them Palestinians had, they done tortured them hostages long time ago. I'd be lucky. They would be lucky if there's 10 of them alive. Literally, they'll be lucky if there's 10 of them left, because the pain that they've caused those Palestinians. So my point is, Benjamin Netanyahu can always say, well, you know, they didn't release the hostages, so we got to keep it going, and he can just keep doing that. And so he's trying to get them to get frustrated and leave. And at this point, they did accomplish one thing. That is that they have proven that no one around them gives a fuck about them. No one around them is going to come to their aid. All that religious shit is out the window. All this Allah, all this, Allah's great and all this bullshit. God but Allah. None of those countries have come to the Palestinians' aid. None of them. And that is the biggest thing. Saudi Arabia is right next to them, and Saudi Arabia didn't lift a fucking finger. Keep it 100 here. Iraq, Syria, none of them. So it's Jordan. So Israel did prove one thing. They have punked them out. I guess that's the best way to look. They know for sure that they have the people over there. They know there's nothing they can do with Israel. Israel might as well be like King Kong right now. They might as well destroy all their adversaries because they can't fight back. They might as well go get them now. Matter of fact, if I was Israel, I'd go get them now. Wipe them all out. What? Because if they don't, when time passes by, you know what that does? It gives people the time to regroup. And once they regroup, they start reminiscing on everything you did to them, that anger starts to kindle again. As time goes by, they might fuck around and accidentally get something slid to them from Pakistan. Pakistan's got nukes, man. And then I'm just saying, I don't know, man. I kind of wish the world would move everybody out of Israel and make that an international land for people that want to worship God. They can come from all different religions, and they could just come there and worship God and go and visit as tourists and see all the holy sites and stuff like that, and pray and fast and have discussions and debates and these types of things, and discussions and prayer. But I think the mistake is made by saying that land belongs to this one group of white people that's not even the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the problem. Because all that does is make everybody say, well, it's impossible for them to be the real 12 tribes of Israel. But not only that, where are the other 10 tribes at? Because they damn sure wasn't white. So it makes people, it's always going to be intolerable. There's always going to be conflict. And I don't know. I see nothing good coming from these people who don't promote peace. Now they came there with war. And they've been nothing but purveyors of war ever since they got there. I mean, let's be real about it. The people, they're not trying to make friends with their neighbors. They're not saying, hey, let's worship God together and let's, build the third temple together and let's build our homes next to each other. No, Israel's not doing all. That's not what they're on. The Zionist movement is about killing everyone that's not a Jew. Or everyone, let me rephrase that, because they're not Jews. Everyone that is not bloodline related to them. You have to say it that way, because the DNA scientists they are using to justify they are who they say they are all Jews. That shit's not fair, because if they say they're the Jews, then the DNA is going to come back right to them because they are the scientists, right? Does that make sense? And I'm not trying to demean these people. What I'm saying is, it's blatantly hypocritical what's going on in the world today. It doesn't make any sense at all, except that some people are making a lot of money through wars, right? So what is the end game of that? I don't know. But if you think I'm going to trust Elon Musk, no. And next they're going to be bringing Bill Gates to the scene. And we know Bill Gates said he was controlling the population, reducing and controlling the population in Africa through vaccines. Now look, this ain't on no page in no book. This ain't on no website. He said it out of his own mouth in a video. I saw it say it out of his own mouth. Now, why he decided to say it publicly, I don't fucking know. Sometimes people just fuck around and get so arrogant and full of themselves, they fuck around and tell the truth sometimes. That's what Bill Gates said one day. So you got to ask yourself the question, why do you want to reduce the population in Africa? Why would you do that? You've pimped the continent long enough. Why don't you just educate the people? Are you scared they're going to overtake you and treat you the way you've been treating them? I get that. I understand all that. But if I was leader of the world, I'd say we're doing this wrong. Instead of hating each other, let's put all this money and energy that we're putting into wars, and let's put it towards changing atmospheric conditions on other planetary systems. That way, the world is not overpopulated, but underpopulated, because we can now populate our universe. How about that? How about we're spending too much money on war and hating each other and killing each other? How about let's spend more money trying to change, advance in science to change atmospheric conditions on other planetary systems? That way, we could just migrate as a species to other planets and shit. That's where I'm coming from. I think that's a better idea, don't you? Rather than let's just liquidate 95% of the population and start all over. That's selfish as fuck. That's selfish as fuck. You want everyone else not to have books to read. You don't want them to have clean water. You want everybody's food to be poisoned. You want these plastics to leak through and affect our DNA and our fertility and all this types of shit. Why are we even... Where do these people come from that they think this way? Why can't we think better than that? I mean, I get it. Apparently, our Creator is evil. He can't possibly be good. Because the leaders of the free world, the Bible says the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. So that would mean that all these wicked leaders, right, God sanctioned them. Well, then that makes God evil. And if you look in the Old Testament, just Google it. There's one verse in the Bible that says, I create evil. God said it himself. He said he creates evil. I, the Lord God, do all things. I love them that love me. I'm just saying, that's what the Creator said. So let's keep it 100 here. So look, I know I'm being long-winded here, but the reality is, the way things are going right now, these people are making money off of people's misery, suffering, death. That's their forte. Why do we have to be that way? I just want to know why we have to be that way. Let's keep it 100 here. Why does humans have to be that way? I'm sick of people acting like they're Christians and they love everybody, and really all they do is hate people and kill them and poison them. But at the same time, they tell you they're Christians and they love you. I'm sick of that playbook. I'm sick of watching that. I'm sick of hearing that. I'm sick of somebody saying, oh, we're Christians and we love you. But then you want to hoard what their people have. You steal their natural resources. You watch them starve and barely get by. And then you say you're Christian and you love them. And I'm sick of this playbook. I'm sick of looking at that shit. Maybe I'm the only one on planet Earth that sees the hypocrisy of it all. Maybe I'm the only one. Aren't you tired of people saying we're so Christian and we love everybody, and then the next minute they want to just kill everybody around? Like Jews. What are these Jews? What's so special about them? If they hate everybody, if all they want to do is kill all their neighbors, well, what the fuck, bro? That's what this is all about? The people that can kill the most people, them are the ones that's preferred? Well, if that's the case, if you, if African Americans got billions of dollars a year, what would we become? Maybe that's why they didn't choose us. I don't think we would have done that. I don't think we would be just, we don't do it as a people. But there are people on this planet, all they think about is subduing everyone else. I don't get that. I don't understand. Maybe I'm the only one. Is this all making sense? Now we're getting ready to watch them make peace, fake peace with these Palestinians, and then turn around 2 years from now and create an event and do it all over again. They just keep doing it every 2 years. Every few years, they just do it all over again. They just go in there, kill them, start bulldozing their houses, start taking their land, and say, well, this is a new settlement. No, fuck you, and they just take their houses, and then, and they just say, no, fuck you, this is our shit now. Aren't you tired of seeing that? Or aren't you tired of just saying that is okay? Because they're saying if you talk about it, you're anti-Semitic. I'm like, how the fuck can somebody be? That's their go-to move. Anytime you say anything, if you say, hey, look at what they're doing, they're like, oh, you're anti-Semitic. Yeah, man, I mean, you said something, I'm telling you. Yeah, you better not criticize. Ain't you tired of hearing that shit? I know I'm tired of hearing about it. You know what I'm also tired about? Why are we building all these prisons and jails? Now, we can't build... we're not building places for people to go get technical skills and shit like that. We're putting our more money in prisons than we are in education. I mean, we are really pimping the fuck. Matter of fact, and pimping them. I'm just saying, where are the smart, intelligent people? How come there aren't any good, smart, intelligent people that are subduing and overpowering the mean, smart, intelligent people? You ever thought about that? How come the good ones don't overpower and subdue and destroy the evil people that just want to create more calamity, more prisons, more suffering, make money off of suffering, every left and right, anything they can make off suffering? That's the move. That is the move. Prisons, task force, anything they can do to make money off of calamity. That's their go-to move. They don't want to make money off of advancement in technologies, education, intelligence, these types of things. That's not what they're into. They're not into make it where diseases go away. You get injured, we can make your knee brand new for $10. They're not into that. They are not into a better world, right? They're into making money off of calamities. Aren't you sick of that shit? I know I am. Right now, we're doing Thanksgiving tomorrow, giving thanks that the Indians were slaughtered. Just look up the history of Thanksgiving. Now, I know we sit around the table and you talk to your family and all that. You get drunk or whatever the fuck you may do. Pray, whatever your thing you do in your home. Watch football games and sit around and and enjoy your family and everything like that. But nobody talks about how Thanksgiving got started. The misery of the Indians. We thank thee, O Lord, how we killed and slaughtered all these Indians and we got all this land. We thank you for all your blessings, good God Almighty. When I look at the way that the United States was born, how the Civil War evolved, man, I don't see nothing but hate, bro. Some people that came here were filled with hatred and greed and lust and covetousness. All of the things the Bible talks about, that they were filled with it. Everything the Bible says don't do, that's what the fuck they did. They're full of it today. Not just then. They'll probably block this video because to this day, it's never left them. Them spirits that was in them then are in them even now, hundreds of years later. Them spirits are still swimming around in their hearts. They are still the most gluttonous. the most covetous, the most murderers, the most liars, everything about them, the most fetish worthy, the alternative lifestyle, all this. They act like they're Christians, but the country is full of alternative lifestyle options. On the internet and in life, they have not prohibited none of it. These adult bookstores is everywhere. If this is a Christian nation, that shit wouldn't be lit. It's everywhere. Liquor stores are on every other block. It ain't like this shit's illegal. This ain't no Christian nation. No, I know. If you bring this shit up, all of a sudden you're a hater. There we go. You're a hater or something for bringing it up. But nobody's talking about the reality of it all, man. This shit is insane. Why do we have guns? Why are guns legal? If this is a Christian nation, we love everybody and everything, why are guns shouldn't even be legal? No. Guns should not be legal. As long as guns are out here, there will always be crime. Always be crime. Guns is the problem. I don't care what you say, how Christian you claim you are, you Donnie Swaggart types, all y'all people talk, the left this and the left that, you hypocrites. Just be honest about it. These are some wicked, violent, evil people. They are not looking for goodness. All right. Let me stop now, because I can really go there. This country is not no Christian. They are not love your neighbor as yourself, all that stuff. These are the fruit of the Spirit and the fruit of they don't have the fruits of the Spirit. None of the stuff in the New Testament, they don't have none of it. They do not love their neighbors as themselves. They lie like a motherfucker. They're covetous. They're gluttonous. They hate to see other people prosper. If they see what they did to Black Wall Street? And they were just minding their own. Those weren't violent black people. They were minding their own business, helping their families, building homes, and they just went in there and killed them all. That's the history of these people. If we did something great right now, they'd destroy it. Right now, this minute, they would destroy it. They can't stand Obama because he was successful. All the man did, he became president, and he was successful, and they hate him. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has been a lawyer, state prosecutor, everything. She's overly educated. She ain't hurt nobody. They hate Kamala Harris. I guess because she's vice president. Eric Holder. They can't stand Eric Holder. Keep it 100. They can't wait to take Oprah Winfrey. I'm surprised they went after Oprah Winfrey. I'm surprised they, Anyway, let's just keep it 100 here. This is not no Christian nation. They don't love you, and if you're black, listen, they don't love you. They don't. I don't want you to think, and I want you to grow up like I did. I grew up thinking, they love me. We are Christians, all God's children. No. They do not love you if you're black. They've taken the books out of the schools. They don't even want you to talk about the suffering that your ancestors suffered here. They don't repent. None of this. The Bible says without repentance, there's no remission of sins. These people have never repented. Matter of fact, they are so arrogant, they've never even apologized to what they have done and are still doing to African Americans to this day. The last 400 years, they haven't even apologized, let alone make amends. They made amends to the Japanese. Lots of people they have made amends. It's some reason when it comes to African Americans, they act like they got lockjaw. Seriously, where are the good Christians? I don't see any. None of them. Let's keep it 100 here. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the moment. I just had a moment of reflection today because I'm starting to look at this primacy. I agree with Mitch McConnell. The U.S. is about to get a dose of, the chickens coming home. I think it is a good move to put Trump as he's going to be just, like a decoration on a Christmas tree, right? So there's going to be a whole lot of shit going on, but mind you, Trump is just the decoration, and God bless him, he won, and I hope he gets his revenge. I do that. But I hope he don't take it out on black people, man. I'm sick of every time white people have a feud, they take out all their frustrations on black people. Ain't you sick of that shit? Every time these motherfuckers are at each other's throat about what kind of future they want to have, they take out all their frustrations on African Americans. Like, we're the whipping. We're tired of being the fucking whipping. Why don't you I can't even say it. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the moment. I hope I didn't hurt nobody's feelings. I'm having just a moment of truth telling. How about that?